for those who wants to go into business, business is not a walk in the park.
It's not for everyone also.
It's definitely not for everyone, and it's not a walk in the park. You will face a lot of hurdles. You will face a lot of
backstabbing. So
there's a lot of stuff that
a lot
you
of
will
stuff.
face.
Alright, we are here today with Firdaus, the founder of Blackwood Carpentry, and he is also the FeyFirdausProperty. You have your own associates also.
Yes, correct. Right now I have my associates.
Oh, awesome. So maybe you can actually share with us what were you doing before Blackwood Carpentry?
Okay, so before Blackwood Carpentry, which is the main business, right? I was doing a lot of stuff lah. I was doing a lot of stuff because at the end of the day, I was just trying to make it at that point in time. So whatever that I see is a good opportunity, I will jump right into it.
What are those certain opportunities that you actually tried?
Okay, so for example, I did venture into Malaysia, and I did the sand business, reclamation, correct?
Okay.
Yeah, so I was part of the team that actually brought ships from China.
Oh, ships, the
Ships, yeah,
itself.
those dredgers and those sand reclamation ships
Okay.
from China to Malaysia, and we embarked on the project at Danga Bay.
So it's a huge
It was a huge project, correct. But somehow or other it didn't work out for me, right? And then I dabbled into the oil industry in Malaysia also. At the time was still in Malaysia, and that also did not work out. So at the end of the day, I came back to Singapore crawling because that was a bad time for me.
So during that time, how was your financial status like?
Okay, at
were
that
you
time,
broke? Were you?
Oh.
How was that?
That time was dead broke.
Dead broke,
Dead broke, bro.
So you were saying you were dead broke.
Yeah.
How broke was that?
Okay, it was broke to a level that it's negative. Okay, in terms of I loan from the banks, use whatever credit cards that I have, loan from friends, just to because in a business at the start you will need capital, which I don't have. So I need to find all this money to actually sustain the business. And at the end of the day, the business doesn't work out. So I have loans that I need to pay back. Correct. Yeah. So at the end,
So it was negative lah.
it was negative. It was a lot negative lah. So these are the things that also, like, you know, at this point, it's either you feel depressed or you need to rise back up and find ways and means to actually cover back your losses.
Describe that feeling that you were facing during that dead broke moment, right? What were you actually feeling and thinking? Were you like, did you actually wanted to give up and you know what, I'm just gonna forget about all this and I'm just gonna join a job?
Okay, yeah. So my thinking was that I was never going to give up lah. Yeah, because for me, I wanted to go into this entrepreneurship a long time ago, since secondary school. I've always seen like my friends' fathers, or you know, those driving luxury cars, and asking them, hey, what is your dad doing? What is your dad working as? And most of the time, the answers that I get, they have their own business. So my mind was set right from a young age to actually go into business and try to make it. Yeah. So when I faced this kind of difficulties during the journey, right, I was not depressed, or I was not demotivated, you see. But of course, for me, it's a stepping stone, a learning stage. I made mistakes here. I need to learn, adapt, and improve.
So at that moment, you were thinking that, okay, this is just part of the journey that you have to face to be successful.
Correct. This is just part and parcel. I mean, it's just the tip of the iceberg. So if these kind of things demotivate me, then I should quit earlier on. So what happened is I went back to Singapore. I got a job with my friend. temporarily to just tide over the times. Yeah, so I worked for 6 months and then I started my own business again. Right.
So you mentioned that you were crawling back to Singapore, right?
Correct,
After
crawling.
that
Literally.
yeah,
Lepak crawl.
you were crawling back. So because you were dead broke, then you were like, oh,
Yeah.
my god, you have to go back to Singapore
Yes.
and start afresh.
I have to start fresh, correct. Yeah, so the thing is I step out of Malaysia because I feel that, to go into a country that you don't know anyone and to start a business there with no connections and literally you have to be there 24 hours if you want your business to run.
Correct.
Right, but which I also have the obligation towards my family. So I still need to come back to Singapore during that time. Yeah, so in the end I decided to actually set up a business in Singapore. So that is where I started my first Singapore business, which is in the construction industry.
I see. So you right away you open up your own construction business, or were you?
I was working with my friend in the
Okay.
construction line for 6 months.
Okay.
Then I saw an opportunity.
So you were trying to gain that experience on
Yeah.
how to manage.
Yeah,
and
gain
how-
experience and find opportunities, where I can provide for other business lah. Yeah. So I saw that my friend or the construction industry actually requires manpower. So that's where I set up my manpower supply company.
Oh, I see. Yeah, because this type of industry, manpower is really important.
Yes, correct. In construction line, they require a lot of manpower, and most of the time it's foreign workers lah. Right.
And also, like depending on their capability, also
Correct,
if
the
they are
skill.
able to do this
Yes,
construction work
correct.
also.
They have to be skilled
Yeah.
for that certain skill, for that certain job. Yeah, so I source the manpower and then provide the manpower to the bigger construction companies.
So this was before Blackwood.
This
correct?
was before, yeah.
So
this was
you
before.
open up. So after you crawl back to
Yeah,
Singapore,
correct.
you actually join your friend for 6 months to work in his construction company.
Yes, correct.
Then you decided to open up a manpower business.
Yes, correct.
So what's next?
Yeah, so after that, I look into other place where I can actually explore, and I find that renovation in Singapore has a good market. So then I went into the renovation industry. That is the start of actually Blackwood Carpentry.
See.
Correct. Yeah. So for Blackwood Carpentry, it's mainly focusing on carpentry works, right? Kitchen cabinets and wardrobes and all that stuff. Yeah. So these are customized carpentry works, right? So yeah, because I had some money from the manpower business, right? So I set up my own factory, carpentry factory, employed my own workers, and start to run the business.
What was your struggles and obstacle when you actually opened up Blackwood?
Struggle is a lot lah. At the start, you need to find customers, you need to sustain for the first few years. At the first few years, people don't know you, you are new, you are bound to make mistakes here and there. But the most struggle for me will still be managing the company in terms of financial and manpower. These are two main important factors that I need to overcome, right? To make sure that the company is able to sustain and also grow.
Because like all other businesses, a business needs to have those business fundamentals, right?
Correct.
So that doesn't mean your marketing is good. Means your business will be good.
Correct.
You may not be able to cope up with the demand.
Correct. Yeah,
Right.
this is something we also face in terms of the demand. The demand is there, but we don't have the manpower to meet the demand. But it's a good problem lah. It's a good problem. Yeah. So
Because you also want to maintain that carpentry quality work
quality,
for
correct.
Blackwood.
Correct. You just can't take like 100 houses and and just do anyhow lah. Yeah. So we need to maintain, because at the end of the day, it's our reputation.
Yeah.
We need that reputation, and that reputation will actually help us grow even bigger.
So when you started Blackwood, which year was that?
That was 2020. 2017.
2016, 2017.
Yeah,
That's
correct.
before COVID.
Before COVID.
So
before COVID.
talking about the COVID period, right?
Yeah.
How did you actually survive those periods?
Okay, surprisingly for our side, right, COVID period was not so bad lah.
Oh really? Really?
Because we only were locked down for like I think 1 month or 1 month plus.
1 month plus.
Yeah, and we are under the category of important industries. So the government actually allow our industry to work. You see, so because a lot of people already got houses and their renovation is halfway done. So so our industry is classified as important, so we can actually work.
Carry on with the operation.
Yeah, in fact, COVID was even better because a lot of contractors are using Malaysian contractors, right? So the Malaysia cannot come in, right?
Yeah. Malaysia cannot come in. Yeah, correct.
So whoever is in Singapore is good for them lah.
Yeah, correct.
So apparently for COVID, based on my industry, it was good actually. Yeah, correct. So surprising.
Surprisingly, yeah.
I understand lah, food, travel,
for other
or even
industries,
weddings,
yeah,
they are really affected
they
by
were
COVID.
trying to survive. A
Correct,
lot of
correct.
them really didn't make it.
Correct. Yeah. But for renovation or renovation side, those in Singapore were I'm sure they did quite well lah, because there's no other contractors that can handle the project. Yeah.
So I also noticed that you are also a property agent.
Yes,
You can
correct.
share with us like how did you actually become a property agent?
Okay, so this story is related to my personal life lah.
Personal life.
Personal
Okay.
life, yeah. So my friend was actually talking to me about my property at that time, and he was doing some calculations for me, and he looked at my figures, and he saw that I'm going into a negative sale, which means I'm going to start losing my retirement money in the future. You see, so when he explained to me, that's where I got interested in real estate, and I wanted to know more. So so I studied for the exam, took the exam, passed it, and went into the real world of real estate. Yeah, so when you go into the real world of real estate, you learn more things that normal people won't know lah.
Yeah.
Right, because you're not in the industry, right? So when I go into the real estate industry, I see a lot of things that most common people don't know. And there comes the desire for me to actually let people know more about their property and how to actually retire properly with their property.
I see.
It's not just about buying and selling. As a real estate agent, I mean for me lah, it's not just about buying and selling. I mean that is something very easy to do.
So it's about the future.
It's the future. It's how we plan for when you reach 55.
Correct.
Instead of getting a 5,000 from CPF, you get maybe 100,000. And how you retire nicely with your property.
I think this is really, really important because I'm sure there are property agents that only focus about trying to sell your house,
Yes.
trying to get you a buyer,
Yes,
get you a
correct.
seller.
Correct.
And it's just that commission, but they don't actually think about their client's future, the long-term
Yes,
investment
correct,
that they can actually retire from.
Exactly.
That's the most important part lah.
Correct. So like I said, when I join real estate, it's not just about buying and selling. Of course, we make a income out of it, right? But I've met a lot of people where when I meet them, your figures, don't match. You don't need to sell. And don't sell lah. We're not like forcing you to sell. But sometimes you are required to sell because you are going into a negative sale soon. Yeah, and like I say, most important is that what happens after you sell. What you're going to buy, how you're going to retire at 55 or 65, how much asset worth do you have. So there's a lot of planning rather than just selling and buying.
Yeah, that's especially really important, especially in Singapore, right?
Correct.
Where the cost of living is so high,
Yes.
and you have no retirement plan.
And inflation is real,
It
man.
was crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. Yeah,
Inflation,
so that's another interesting thing about property that it is a hedge against inflation. If the inflation rise, generally the property price will also go up. It's rather than putting money in the bank,
Yeah,
it's better to put money in your property.
definitely.
Yeah.
So and also for yourself, you do both renovation, carpentry,
Yeah, correct.
and also,
And
a
also
property agent.
property
So
agent, yeah.
when a client actually goes to you, you
Yes.
have these both that they actually need
Yeah,
when they have
correct.
a new home. So it's
Yes.
really convenient for them so that they don't have to actually reach out to another other parties.
Yes,
It's a,
correct.
like a all-in-one.
Correct, correct. Of course, I will give them the option lah,
Yeah.
right? I mean, after selling and buying, then of course, most of the time they need renovation. So of course, we won't be pushing them to do renovation just because I'm the agent. You see, so they have the option, but yeah, generally they will go through me because they are already comfortable, and during the sale and purchase of the house, there isn't any problem, right? So that's where we during that period of selling and buying also we build the rapport and the trust. So yeah, it's a good business to be in lah.
Definitely. So if you want to inquire with Firdaus service, you can actually comment down Blackwood in the comment section below, and we'll actually DM you a link to directly to Firdaus WhatsApp. So you can actually liaise with them.
Sure,
Also. Yeah.
sure.
So I have a few more questions.
Sure.
If you could actually turn back time when you were just started in Malaysia,
Okay.
the business, how would you advise or say to him?
Oh, okay. Yeah, so during that time I was young, I was daring, and of course I have zero knowledge of business. What I have is just plain desire to succeed. So if I were to turn back time, I would tell him, get a mentor.
Get a mentor.
Get a mentor. Don't be so gung-ho, don't be so yaya papaya, want to do it all your own.
Yeah.
You hit all the bricks and wall, then you are just losing time lah. Yeah, instead of that, you could actually get a mentor, go under that mentor for 2 years or 1-2 years. You actually save a lot of time and save a lot of troubles lah.
Yeah. So like you avoid a lot of like the mistakes that you would
Yes,
actually go for.
correct. But make sure you find the right mentor lah.
Yeah, finding the right mentor is so important.
It's important, yeah. But if you're able to get a good mentor, yeah. If I were to tell my younger self, I would have told him that lah. Find a good mentor, and it'll be an easier path.
So talking about mentor, how does one actually approach a mentor to actually get him? So how's the process like?
For a mentor, I feel that it's really a trial and error thing lah.
A try and error.
Correct. No matter how well they market themselves, or but when you meet them, do they guide you, right? Do they save you from pitfalls, show you certain ropes that you can actually learn faster. Yeah.
So looking at yourself, you could actually be a mentor to a mentee.
Yeah,
right now.
correct.
So
So-
if someone were to actually approach you, right, how
Yeah.
do you actually want them to approach you as a mentor?
Okay, so right now I'm also mentoring my associates lah.
Your associates, yeah.
Yeah, in the real estate, I have a team, and I'm mentoring them to succeed in the real estate business. Yeah, so whatever mistakes that I made, I'm sure to share with them, so that they don't make
The same
same mistake, right? And we have weekly meetups to learn new things, because things changes, regulation changes, almost every time lah. Yeah, so we need to be updated of the latest regulation, and
To brush up the skills, lah.
to brush up the skills lah, in all aspects lah. Because at the end of the day, you have to be good in your PR, you have to be good in your knowledge especially. Then comes the confidence for you to speak to people. Yeah.
I think last question, if you could actually give an advice to someone who wants to start a business like yourself, right? What would you advise? What's that number one advice you would give you?
Number one advice, I mean, if you want to start a business, I feel that you need to know your whys lah.
Your why?
Your
Why are you doing it?
Why are you doing that business? Yeah. And the why can never be for yourself. That is not a strong factor. The why has to be for someone, like maybe someone you love, like your mom, your parents, your wife, if you have kids, you know, this will be a strong motivating factor that will never die.
So what was your why? back
My
then?
why was my mom.
Your mom.
My mom, yeah. So we didn't lead an easy life back then, right? We stayed at a one-room flat where we shared 6 people.
Oh.
Yeah, there was a rental flat somehow. Yeah, I didn't grow up, you know, from a wealthy family or even an average family. In fact, we were below average lah, much below average. Yeah, so I saw how hard my mom was working. So I wanted to give something back to her. So to be successful for me was never about myself. It's about giving my mom the life I feel she deserved lah. So that was my motivating factor even until today.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for those who wants to go into business is not a walk in the park.
It's not for everyone also.
It's definitely not for everyone, and it's not a walk in the park. You will face a lot of hurdles. You will face a lot of
backstabbing.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you
lot of
will
stuff.
face. Yeah. So if your will or the reason is not strong enough, you may drop halfway.
Because you need that reason and that motivation to act as a drive
Yes.
for you to move forward, even though you actually fall and face a lot of obstacles and struggles along the way.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
So that is, I think, the core of it lah. So that will be what I will advise to whoever who wants to run their own business.
Definitely a really amazing and inspiring story. Started from a failed business project in Malaysia, crawled back to Singapore, starting afresh with 6 months into construction, building up Blackwood from scratch, Blackwood Carpentry. And also now a property agent. I'm sure your mom would really be proud of you right now.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you for
story.
inviting. Thank you for
And
inviting.
if anyone who wants to inquire Firdaus service, you can actually comment down Blackwood just Blackwood in the comment section below, and we'll DM you the link to Firdaus WhatsApp. That's okay, right? That
Yeah,
WhatsApp?
sure, can.
Okay, can. See you, and don't forget to click the follow button and the subscribe button for more inspiring tales. Thank you so
Thank
much.